What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day, and happy Mother's Day to everybody today. Hope everyone's taking care of their mothers today, taking them out, and hanging out. So happy Mother's Day to everybody today. What's going on, guys? So yeah, I didn't know if I was going to stream today, but I said, you know what? Might as well. Because I figured, if people are busy. If they're not, they're not. I had really much to do today. Not going to come out with any more content today. I think I have a membership video coming out tonight, and then we'll have another membership video out tomorrow. So I mean, we're all over the place. So we're all over the place. So because within the next couple months, it's going to be pretty dead. And then obviously you have the schedule this week. We'll definitely stream that. And have a video on that as well to go over the whole entire schedule together, which I'm actually be pretty excited about to see who we're playing the first game, see how many primetime games we have, to see what happens with Type Cubs. What's going on, guys? What's going on, Prune, Cosmo, Chris Scott? What's going on? And Antonio, what's going on, man? Light and Process waiting for Bradbury news. Yo, Benny, what's going on, man? So what's good, bro? Happy Sunday. You too, man. Yeah, Shane, we're gonna have call-ins. We're gonna have call-ins soon. I'd say once the schedule comes out, and then we'll probably do a call in either probably late next week, probably. Chris R, what's going on, man? Yo, Dave, what's going on, man? If you guys didn't check out, we did have the Philly Shakedown last night. If you guys were able not to watch it, we do have it up on the channel. So, Dad says, I'm full. I've been eating Giants, Cowboys, Cowboys tears all morning. I totally bet. I bet. Slayer, what's going on, man? Speed Eagle, what's going on, man? Suo, what up, bro? Showing off, what's going on, man? Tim says Eagles are always making noise, but unfortunately, it's with their mouth. That's how it is, dude. But, I mean, when it comes to the team, they weren't quiet this offseason, I'll tell you that much. So it's Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Exactly. Dad says, so basically, Happy Mother's Day. Says I was at the bar last night. Sorry. Nah, you're good, dude. You're good, dude. You're busy, man. I don't, Yo, Ron, what's going on, man? Benny says, I'm digging that shirt you're wearing. Just made a shirt similar to yours. Oh, it's a fleece. It's like a jacket. It's a button-up jacket. I've had it for a few years. Chris says, Happy Mother's Day to everyone, mom out there. Yo, who that dude? What's going on, man? What's going on, bro? Yeah, I mean the Phillies, man. Jesus Christ, what was that game that I did see? I think they were up 5-0. They lost 7-5 in the ninth. I forgot what it was. I mean that team is bad, man. That team is really bad right now. So far on the Eagles front, I mean, there's really nothing going on when it comes to the Bradbury news. Haven't heard a damn thing about it. I mean, I feel like if the Eagles. I'm not if he's going to cost over $10 million a year, I kind of wouldn't touch it. I mean, that's just me. I really wouldn't touch that signing. I'd go with whatever veteran we have out there. Just let these young guys pretty much compete at the cornerback spot. But running backs, I'm definitely looking at that position a lot now. I mean, I'm kind of keeping my eye on Kennedy Brooks when it comes to this offseason trading cap OTAs. Once the time comes, I can't wait to see these guys compete. Because I think running back position is going to be nice. You don't have Jordan Howard anymore now. I know that Jerry Howard is coming in for a visit or pretty much a tryout to see what Jerry Howard could do, because he is 230 pounds. He's a pure power back, not fast at all, but the guy could push piles with his body, which I really do like. Dave says, do you ever watch? Yeah, I saw last night. They had a bunch of matches last night, but no, I'm not really into UFC too much. So Chris says worse. They were up 7-1 in the ninth and lost. That's crazy. That's nuts. Tribe says, I was just in Vegas. They got us number 5 in NFC, Rams, Bucks, Packers. Light process Phillies were winning 7-1, lost 8-7. Oh, okay. That's if we get Bradbury, we are golden. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't think they're going after corner and safety when it comes to trade or free agent. I think they're going to get one of those spots. And then after that, it's going to be competition. Best man win. If they get Bradbury, I don't think they're going safety. I don't think they're trading for safety and Chuck Clark. I don't think they're going that route. I think they're going to go in-house and let guys compete. And I think they like Marcus Epps a lot. Had a really good year last year. Banks says, let's not talk baseball. It's because I was at I was at that game. He also said, yeah, they blew 7-0 lead at 9 to the Mets the other night. Yeah, that's horrible. They're saying around here, Jarvis Landry to Baltimore is fire up. Yeah, I mean, Jarvis Landry, depending on, I mean, because I remember he wanted a lot of money. I remember he was asking for like $20 million a year, I think, at the start of free agency or like a few weeks in. And I was like, he's not getting paid that money. So, yeah, there could be a good chance he goes there. Chris Olave, and now, with Michael Thomas coming back. So I think it'll be a good trio right there. Because you put Jarvis Landry in the slot if that's what you're doing. I mean, you're obviously putting Olave on the outside with Michael Thomas on the outside as well. So, Dad says that we were 27th in the league in passing yards allowed. We need Bradbury. I totally agree. Yeah, you know what, though? That's because of the pass rush, dude. You can't have these corners cover for 8-9 seconds. I mean, you just can't. It's not even like the corner position was bad last year. It was our pass rush. You can't put too much on it's hand in hand with the pass rush and the coverage. You can't put it on these corners too much. If they're literally, if these quarterbacks have quick releases and they're not having enough time, with this pass rush, you're not going to get anything done. I mean, you're not. Chris got 65%, 35% pass to run ratio. Sierra always wanted to throw the ball a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think they should run, dude. I think they have to run probably as much as they did last year because I think it's going to open up the passing game. I'm not saying they're going to pass. They're not going to pass more, but they definitely have to run the ball a lot more. So that's his good and bad fights last night. Yeah, I'm ready to watch Sixers tonight, dude. Game 3 tonight. I'm pumped. I mean, game 4 tonight. Sorry. Ready to see Embiid come back for a second game and hopefully get this next win in Philly to tie it up. So, I'm so hyped for the season. Carter Strong looking good apparently, and there's already a household name. I wouldn't say he's a household name, but I mean, there's some good things to take from it. It's only rookie minicamp. I mean, we're going to find out during training camp. We'll find out during the preseason games like what he's got. But I think he's going to give some guys some really good looks. So that just looked like he didn't want to fight, just being honest. So it's a big game tonight, boys. Let's make it 2-2. That's it. Let's go tie that up today. Ron says there were Giants fans in the chat saying Bradbury isn't worth $10 million. I feel like we should sign Rhodes and go for a homegrown talent. But I think, but Bradbury was supposed to be the number 1 over there. That's the whole problem with Bradbury because he was supposed to be the number 1 with the Giants. Here, he's not going to be a number 1. He's going to be a number 2, and I think he's going to play well as a number 2 opposite of the big play Slay. Ian Miles says, fly goes fly. Fly goes fly, bro. Mike says, I think we need corner more. What about King? That was the Green Bay. Yeah, he was a second-round pick out of Green Bay. Actually played opposite sides of Sidney Jones in Washington. I think it was in that 2017 draft, if not mistaken. I like King. I don't mind him. I mean, I think there's better corners out there, but I don't mind King at all. That said, if Hurts gets hurt, Carson comes in, it's over for Hurts. Are you wishing that happens? Ergolog says, would you rather sign Bradbury or sign Landon Collins? I mean, I'd sign Bradbury because Landon's more of a box in the box type safety. He can't cover. I mean, I want a guy that can move around, that can cover at least. I think I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Landon Collins. Never really have been a big fan of Landon Collins at all. Baby Boots, I'm hearing good things about our rookies. I can't wait to see how they measure up in training camp. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about it, dude. I'm pretty pumped about it. I think there's a lot of good competition with the corner room with Zach McPherson, Tay Gowan, Kerry Vincent Jr., Mac McCain. There's a lot of good guys coming in. And you got the guy from Duke, the undrafted guy, Josh Blackwell. I think Josh Blackwell could be Josh Blackwell is not going to be an outside corner. He's going to be more of an inside type cornerback. He's 6 foot, 175 pounds, something like that. So he's got a little bit of size to him, but height at least, got a little bit of size, but Mark says 65, 35, that'd be cool. Chris, we just can't try to do what they did last year in the beginning. We should get at least 25 to 30 runs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have to run 25 to 30 times. I mean, they have to. Dave says it's our defense. If our defense is aggressive this year and blitzes a hell of a lot more than they did last year, they would definitely help our cornerback and safeties. I definitely agree. They have to, man. They have to because, I know Steven Nelson played really well last year as a number 2. Played very well. When you have a play that's going on for either a quick release from the quarterback when there's not a pass rush, and sometimes these corners are covering for 8-9 seconds. You just can't do it. man. You can't do it. Student says, for the first time, we have a good linebacker group. For the first time in years, we do. Hurts, there's no way I would trade Minshew this year for if I were the Eagles. He has way more experience than Strong. God forbid an injury to Hurts and Strong as starter. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think Minshew is a above average quarterback. He's cheap. He's only $900,000, a little over $900,000 for the year. I would definitely keep him around. I mean, I would. Look, I feel like he could get traded. It could happen. Like Carson Strong could be the backup quarterback. If there's a quarterback that gets hurt or something happens and there's a team that's desperate enough to trade like a second-round pick for the Eagles, like I would take him for a third-round pick. But if he's available for a second-round pick, then yeah, I would make that trade. You have to make that trade. Yo, Joey, what's going on? What's up, Joey? The coaches have weapons now, too. I think they're on the hot seat just as much as Hurts. I totally agree. I think when it comes to not just position, when it comes to the skill position, just the positional coaches, but I think when it comes down to Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, and Jonathan Gannon, I think both of them are definitely on the hot seat. Definitely 100%. Jeremy said, our offensive line is epic. We are going to grind on these motherfuckers. Fly goes fly. Yeah, I think we are too, man. I think we are too. Harpoon Baker says, should we sign T.Y. Hilton? We need some. Sure. Nah, dude. Nah. I mean, we're good at receiver now, dude. We got A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown. Pumped, dude. Ian Miles says, go Sixers. I can't wait. Can't wait for the game tonight. Xavier says the Eagles need cornerback and safety. Chris Scott says, I don't see us running a lot because we're paying A.J. Brown $25 million. I do think their run is not as much as last year. I might say 60% pass, 40% run. Bill, SU, what's going on, man? He said, well, what's good, Joey? Time for the Sixers to tie up the series, by the way. Are you doing anything with your wife for Mother's Day? Yeah, no, we're just cooking and just doing some stuff today. Not much today. It's a quiet day today. It's a quiet day. It's a Sunday. It's a quiet day. Rock says, what's up, Joey? Pruden said, what up? What's going on, man? What's going on, bro? Bang said, what's your take on the return of Brandon Graham? I mean, look, I hope he's productive. I want to see how he's looking off of that Achilles at an old age. I think that's going to be a whole nother thing with him. But hopefully, this is the last year of his deal. That's it. This is it. I mean, Derek Barnett could be let go after this year. Even if it's on a 2-year deal, it's a voided contract next year for Derek Barnett, so he could be let go after this year, and the Eagles won't take any dead cap hits or anything like that. Brandon Graham, we got to see what he could do. I mean, look, if he's just getting pressure, I feel like he's going to play pretty good this year. I'm hoping because I knew he wasn't going to retire last year just because he was, he got hurt. He lost a big voice in this defensive line, and something that helps this defensive line at defensive end with helping Fletcher Cox on the edge, and it's just unfortunately. It was a big loss for the defensive line last year. Lion Prod said, we got 3 new linebackers, Johnson, Reddick, Dean. Mike says, now that we have gained all these good defensive pieces, do you think they will stop with the soft coverage? That's what I'm hoping they do. That soft zone coverage was horrible. I mean, because what they were doing that zone coverage, or at least they didn't want to give up the big play last year, and I totally understand that. But, dude, you're letting tight ends and receivers off the line. I mean, you have Slay as a number 1 corner, and you even have him 10, 15 yards off the line, which I couldn't even stand. You know what I mean? So, kind of crazy. But I hope they stop doing that. I hope they're a little bit more they got to play a little bit man-to-man. They have the players to do it, but, obviously need that second corner. So, Prue says, Joey, have you ever played The Evil Within? Have you ever played Manhunt years ago? Yeah. Eric said, how about getting Mike Davis, who got released from the Falcons' big goal line, back for cheap? I mean, I think we're fine, dude. I don't think we need another linebacker. We're pretty much stacked at linebacker now. I can't believe I'm even saying that. But Chris Scott said our offensive will be score early, often by passing, then run the ball deep. The time for best in our favor. Totally agree. Easy money. Oh, easy money's back, says Carson Cannon Strong. George, what's going on? He says there's going to be a lot of problems for offense when we have Reddick and Dean blitzing at the same time. Yeah, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. Gannon better have this defense in shape. I'm telling you right now. He better do well this year. Miguel says, "Sup, Joey? Have a good you having a good weekend?" Yeah, I'm having a great weekend. I hope you two do. I hope you too as well, man. Yo, Takeem, what's going on, man? It's a run game better be strong. If Carson Strong gets in the game, he's not a running threat. Yeah, and I feel like the run game isn't going to work as well with Carson Strong because the only reason why this run game works is because of Jalen Hurts. Okay, that's just another plus to our offense because with Jalen Hurts is not on the field, teams aren't going to be afraid to see what Minshew is going to do because he doesn't have that run threat ability like Hurts does. Hurts makes this run game work, and that's definitely the truth. Suo says the wiener dog is back. Lion Pro says, Sixers, let's get this tied. Akeem Hilton says, "No, what number is Kenny Brooks wearing?" I don't even know yet. I don't know if this is going to be his final number because usually guys change their numbers. I forgot what number he is right now. Prunes, what up, Dingback? What's going on, man? Xavier says Quez can be the slot. AJ outside Devontae as well as wide receiver. Plus, we get Boston Miles Gamewell back on top of that. Our O-line is godly, so it's all on Hurts this season. Fly Eagles fly. I totally agree, man. If Hurts can't work with what he has right now, he should be scoring 30 points a game. He should be scoring 30 points a game with what he has. The run game should work. You have an offensive line. I mean, they have offensive line plus depth. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Zach Pascal. You have, Greg Ward. You have a lot of good receivers on this team. Who's wide receiver number one? I think it's still Devontae Smith. I think it's Devontae Smith. Oh, Mike Davis from I'm thinking about the other Davis, that old ass linebacker. You're talking about Mike Davis from the Falcons. Mike Davis from the Falcons. Sorry, I'm out there today. So, what is he a free agent right now, Mike Davis? I liked Mike Davis when we faced him week 1 last year. Chris Scott said our cornerbacks last year excelled at man coverage when we played that defensive scheme. Most of the time we played zone, it drive me nuts. Yeah, I couldn't stand it, man. But I think this year we're going to be more creative in this hybrid defense, 3-4-4-3 disguising coverages, and they got a blitz, man. They got a blitz. Jermaine Washington says, Joey, an NFL scout said Nakobe Dean is by far the smartest person in the draft, that he diagnoses plays like Jenkins. So that's great, dude. I mean, he's an engineer in college. I mean, he studied engineering. The guy's smart from that, just in general. We won a Super Bowl with RPO and Nick Foles, who can't even run. Yeah, I understand that, but it worked out though, because I think Nick Foles is one of the best quarterbacks when it comes to RPO because he gives it out. I mean, because you have to respect the running backs we had in J.H.I., Corey Clement, LeGarrette Blount. We were stacked at running back. We were totally stacked. So, I'm not saying that that the run game didn't work with Nick Foles. I'm not saying because Hurts just makes the run game better because he could run with the ball in his hands. But no, Nick Foles did a really good job with it. Big Pun says Jonathan Gannon better make Jim Johnson proud with this defense. I totally agree, dude. Totally agree. Family Life says, can you see Cox and Hargrave leaving after this year with Davis and Williams on the roster? No, I feel like Hargrave will be a big re-sign candidate this year. I think it will happen. And look, at the end of the day, you're not paying a quarterback yet, not yet. And A.J. Brown, even going into next year, he's not even a $9 million cap hit. Howie Roseman's contract, A.J. Brown's contract it gives you a lot of leeway for this year and next year. So it's a really good thing. I feel like Hargrave, they could, if they extend him, they could save $13 million. They could actually save 13 mil. So that it could happen. They could save a lot of cap from it. Reaver said, happy Mother's Day to the females in the chat. Sewell says, linebacker defensive end have to contain to see if Hurts keeps her hands it off. It allows us to run because they just can't pin their ears back. I totally agree with that. Totally agree. Bill G says, Scott Foster's the official for the 96ers game, and you know how dumb he is. I don't know who that is. So, Harpoon said, it's obvious Philly fleeced the league in the draft. Best draft of all, a team save Jets. So it's Jets, Philly, and Ravens. Best drafts, worst drafts, Colts, Patriots, Tampa. Well, you got to add the Giants. You have to add the Giants in there, too. The Giants had a monster draft. The Giants had a monster draft as well. I say the Jets, Giants, Eagles, Ravens. I probably agree with that. Yeah. Xavier says we need to trade for a cornerback. Let Zach McPherson grow and learn, a veteran quarterback. I mean, yeah, I look at this point, I feel like, they're going to compete. These young guys will compete, but I feel like they're going to go get Bradbury. I feel like they have a lot of interest in Bradbury if he gets released. He hasn't been released yet. It was supposed to be this past week, but nothing has happened with him yet, so we'll see. Bobby says Carolina released Mike Davis. He's a free agent. Interesting. Taylor says perfect scenario is trading for Chuck Clark, have a young competitive group of corners. I like Chuck Clark. Chuck Clark is all right. I don't mind him. I mean, I think he's a move around type safety. He could play. I've seen him play corner. He can move him around a lot. So you're going to have to give up draft capital for him, though. That's going to be the issue. So I don't know what they want for him. I've heard it's a couple mid-round picks. Could be it. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that expensive. Paul says Mike Davis was released by the Falcons as they drafted his replaced, I guess, by BYU to share the ball with Cordell Patterson. Yeah, Cordell's going to be playing running back and wide receiver. I totally forgot. I forgot they had Cordell Patterson. Eric says, let's bring back Brian Dawkins on a one-year deal. Joe Jones, I'm playing Madden franchise, playing against the Browns on Super Bowl Sunday vibes. Good show. Appreciate it, man. Hope you enjoy your day. And said, do we need a bruiser running back to pair with Miles? I think Kennedy Brooks could be that bruiser. I mean, they have that Jerry Howard Jr. It's another one that they brought in for a tryout. You know, and he's 230 pounds, heavy running back, not fast at all, but guy could break tackles pretty well. I mean, he can average 4 to 5 yards if you want him to, but I don't know how he's going to transcend on the NFL level, so I'm not really sure yet. But I think you're going to keep 4 running backs. You have Miles Sanders, you have Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott. I think that 4th spot's going to be open for Jerry Howard or Brooks or Kennedy Brooks. I think it's going to be between those 2 running backs for that 4th spot. I like Kenny Brooks a lot. So, yeah, it says Jordan Davis will be the game changer for sure. I'm excited for Jordan Davis. So, obviously, my bad. Release from the Falcons. Yeah. We were saying Panthers Falcons, so I got really confused. I thought it was the linebacker. That's who I thought it was. Paul said it was the Falcons who released Mike Davis, who played with the Panthers previously. German says 3-4 scheme would be better for our defense with the people we have. Oh, yeah, because you could add more linebackers. I mean, you have more of a skill set at linebacker now, so I think they could do a lot with that, 100%. And Perfect Family 7 said we need a safety and corner ASAP. I feel like they're going to get one of those positions. I don't think they're going to get both, but I think one of them they will get. Ron said, I think our DTs of the future will most likely definitely be Hargrave and Davis. I think Milton will learn a lot, too, and turn into a stud in time. I think so, too. Because I think Milton Williams had a really good year. I think first quarter of the year he played really well. I think that Dallas game when they were facing the Dallas offensive line when we sat a lot of players for the playoffs, and he had a lot of reps, and he played very, very well. Paul said Hargrave will get a 3-year extension in across Cornerback 2. And they can push some of his 22 cap hit down the road, which they could do. Yes, the New York Midgets only had one a great first round, bro. I thought getting Wan'Dale Robinson was a good pick in the second round. I thought Wan'Dale Robinson was a good pick. I think he's very underrated. He was supposed to go 3rd, but I think he's a sleeper. I think Wan'Dale Robinson's a good sleeper for them, to be honest. From Kentucky, Shane said, "What if the Eagles have the best and win the division?" Since I think they're gonna do really well. I think they can win this division with what they have. If they can with the weapons they have offensively, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, it says trade James Bradbury for a 3rd, 4th, and a 7th. Well, they're not going to trade him, dude. They're probably going to release him. They've been trying to trade Bradbury this whole entire offseason, but they've been trying to trade him, but no one's bit because they know that a lot of teams know that the Giants are, they're just going to be patient, and they're just going to release him flat out. Jermaine Watson says the name Jordan Davis itself sounds big. Trent McDuffie reminds me of a miniature golfer. Chris said, if the Eagles pick up Bradbury, I feel like the Eagles will be a team competing for the NFC. I totally agree, man. I totally agree. I think the Eagles are like the 4th, probably the 5th best team in the conference right now. I think the NFC is wide open right now. 2020 Vision said, what up, Joey? I want to see the defense attack the O-line with 5-2 front at least 30% all the time. I would love to do that, man. I would love to do that. I tell you, so you rather just trade for a safety or corner? I would rather trade-wise. I'd rather trade for a safety. I'd rather sign a corner that's going to be available. That's what I would rather do. Paul said Bradbury will be after June 1st so that the Giants can spread out his guaranteed over 2 years. So I felt like they're going to save $10 million after that release. That's what I heard. Yo, Further AM, what's going on, man? So what's up? What's going on, man? I hope everyone's having the most excellent day. We're having a great day, man. Just chilling today. It's Mother's Day. We're just chilling. Suicide. I've never been this excited to watch our defense this year. We have linebackers. Finally. Nakobe Dean, Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White, TJ Edwards. You're pretty stacked right now. Ampy says keeping Harris over McLeod wasn't a great move to me. I felt like they had no choice because McLeod is just too injury prone. I think he's kind of descending. That's just me. I thought McLeod was descending. He's been hurt way too many times. Big Punch said, Joey, did you hear the Dallas mayor wants the AFC team for their city? You can't allow Dallas to have 2 teams in the NFL. Paul says Harris is younger than McLeod and never really hurt, and I totally agree with that. Badger says in our defense, if our defense decent, our offense explosive, we should be good. Yeah, we should be good. Mario says, Shakes, you have become top 3 Eagles streamer for me. Much respect. Thank you for the content. I appreciate it, Mario, so much, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you for loving the content. Amp, he says he's 1 year younger. Kevin says the Giants selected another slot receiver, their 2nd round pick. I mean, pretty much they did. Yeah. I mean, they have Kadarius Toney, and they were going to give up on him after 1 year, which kind of made no sense to me. They were giving up, on him. I don't know. I mean, I don't know who you give up. I mean, I wish to say for us that we would not give up we've given up Rhaegar, given up on Rhaegar, after 2 years, but I feel like Rhaegar's going to get traded or released. I feel like that's going to happen. I don't feel like he's going to be here. Philly 0024 said dream scenario is to trade for Chuck Clark and sign Bradbury. Paul says teams don't want to pick up Bradbury due to his current contract, so teams will wait when he's released June 1st. I definitely agree with that. George said this D-line rotation is going to be nuts. Sweat, Cox, Hargrave, Graham, then Barnett, Mill Williams, Jordan Davis, Reddick. They will be able to be fresh with all this depth. Further says, I'm really looking forward to see what Alabama cornerback Josh Jobe will bring to the Eagles this season. What is your take? I mean, Josh Jobe isn't consistent, but you know what? I mean, he's a small corner, but he could play corner and safety, and they could try him out at safety as well. So it wouldn't really surprise me. Kind of looking at him, looking at Mario Goodrich, another guy out of Clemson. They paid a lot of money as an undrafted free agent. I think it was like $216,000. They have Josh Blackwell from Duke. That's more of an inside. I want to see if Josh Blackwell could play the nickel corner spot because he's more inside than outside. Probably based off his speed. He's very twitchy. So Josh Jobe is going to be good. I feel like he's gonna maybe make the team. We'll see though. Damon said, I think Boston should be running back 1. I don't think so. I think he'll be at least a number 2 to a number 3. I think he'll be a number 3 for us this year, but he'll still get a lot of playing time regardless. Doesn't even matter. What happened to Hightower? He got hurt. I mean, he got hurt in the offseason, and then he played that last preseason game, and the Eagles just didn't really use him at all. Jose Torres says, Joey, we finally did great in the draft. We can have 2 or more drafts like this. We should be winning multiple Super Bowls. What do you think? Hey, if Hurts plays well, just imagine if Hurts plays well this year, you got 2 first rounds and a second round pick for next year. You know what you could do with that? I mean, do you know what you can actually do with that? Oh my God. Forget it. It'd be fantastic. Chavez says, bring Chuck home. Back to Philly where he belongs, right? Eagles Chan, what's going on, man? Mario says, I've been going through some depression. Hearing your daily streams has kept me busy. Thank you. Oh, Mario, I appreciate it, man. And look, I know what depression's like, dude. It sucks. Keep your head up. And I'm glad that these streams do help, man. So I hope you have a really good day today. Loyal says, what up, Loyal? What's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day today. Shane says, hey, if we were a top 3 in the NFC, how far in the playoffs we go then? I think we're top 5. I think we're the 5th best team in the NFC right now. I don't know. I mean, really, I'm not thinking too far. Like, I think the NFC East is wide open division-wise. I think it win 1 playoff game. It'd be fantastic. It'd be great. I think it's going in the right direction. Paul said Hightower's out, just didn't show improvement, focused enough, physicality play for him. Philly 024. You see the Eagles hired someone, the Browns. Yeah, they hired a new VP of personnel. I think that's going to be an Andy Weidel spot, whatever his last name is. I can't say it right. So I think and he worked with the Browns, which was great. I think he was the right hand man for Andrew Berry that used to be with the Eagles as well a few years back, if you guys remember. Andrew Berry used to be the right hand man for Howie Roseman. So, but it's just weird. We had Andrew Berry here, and we didn't draft well, and then he goes to the Browns and he drafts really, really nicely. So we'll see. Ron Yancey, what's going on, man? He said, I'm super excited to see how Reddick does this year. Yeah, I'm excited. Like, if him moving from Sam linebacker to edge rusher, I hope they have him an edge rusher a lot more, but the guy can cover too. So I'm pretty excited for him. Miles says, very, very excited to see what Kenny Brooks will do. I'm excited too. I think when it comes to Kenny Brooks, it's all about his patience. He's probably got really good vision. What takes him really far as a running back is definitely his vision. And once he he runs through the tackles, he gets into another gear, which I really do like. He runs into people. He's pretty physical. He's very handsy too. When someone comes near him, always trying to stiff arm somebody. I like him a lot. I like Kenny Brooks a lot. So I'm very excited for him to get into this OTAs and training camp, see what he could do. Cameron says, when do you see the Eagles signing cornerback? I mean, probably, I don't know. Could be could be another month. Could be a few more weeks. Maybe after June 1st, if Bradbury's still available at that point, I think the Eagles will jump on it. Eagles champ Paul Michelle, I wouldn't mind that. I don't know if they could do that though. And Pete said, I think it's more important, sure, of our safety positions. We won a Super Bowl with Darby and Mills. Yeah, well, we had a really good pass rush, and we had Malcolm Jenkins moving all over the field, so that was bandaging up our secondary as well. So between those two things, that's why we got so far. Jermaine says, "Profession is no joke, man. You're not alone." I definitely agree with that. But as I said, if Hurts is good, we become instant Super Bowl contenders in 2 years. I feel like 2 years. I think 2 years is fair to say that they will get somewhere. It might even not be that. It could be they could go for it. I mean, they could compete next year. I mean, they could be contenders next year. You never know. If this year goes right the way we know it, hopefully it's going to be, they could do it. Jermaine says, Joey, let's just say it's great. Let's just say Hurts is great. We could get a stud corner in the next year's draft and even sign a stud. We would be set for a while. Oh, I mean, this team is getting younger and so much better, man. It's gonna get even better, guys. Jalen, I'm hoping to God Jalen Hurts works out. I really do, because you got 2 first-round picks next year. You can do whatever the hell you want. I mean, the contracts are spread up so nicely, which I really do like. So. Paul says Charles Walls, the fellows they hired as new player personnel director. He worked with the Browns and Packers previously and highly thought from his scouting days. He's a young guy, 230s. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Yo, Brian, what's going on, man? Sue says, who's your favorite undrafted free agent right now? Oh man, I don't know. Favorite? It's tough. It depends on position, but if I had to say, like, I would say that guy from Utah, that Britton Covey, man. I really think that I feel like he'll be our special teamer on kick returns, and not even just that. I feel like they can use him as a third down receiver on jet sweeps, end arounds, screen passes. I feel like they can use him quick in the slot for quick first downs, real fast on go routes and slant routes. I mean, that's all they're really going to use him for. So I feel like Britton Covey is something really special. I really do. There's I like to stream you slugs. Jaquay says, honestly, would have liked to seen Howard get re-signed. Him and Lane really elevate our run game. Yeah, I understand that, dude, but you know, they're going to have to get more guys sooner or later. I mean, I don't think they used Jordan Howard enough last year. Boston Scott, they didn't use him enough the right way. You know, they got to put Miles Sanders in the passing game this year. That's why I liked what they did, like what Doug Pearson did with Miles his rookie year, especially Boston Scott as well, putting these guys in the passing game, because I think they're big mismatches on linebackers and they could do a lot. So. Brian said, what cornerback safety you think Eagles will sign? I mean, look, the only safety I can think is like trading for Chuck Clark. I don't know who else is available. Cornerback-wise, if Bradbury's available after June 1st, they can get him. If they're aggressively, you know, we hear those words, aggressively going to get him. You know, you still have Joe Hayden. You have Kyle Fuller still out there. You have Xavier Rhodes, Xavier Rhodes I think is the good fit for the Eagles as a bridge corner if that's what they want to bring him in as. So, I mean, we'll see. Rome says, call Rome. Yo, Rome, what's going on, man? Yeah, probably late next week once everything dims down after the schedule, and then we'll go into probably late next week when we'll do one. Brian says, give some name of cornerback safety that are not signed free agent. Yeah, just pretty much just said it, pretty much. Joe says, Eagles fans sound like last year's Cowboys fans. We got the draft pick. We got this. We got that. It's unbelievable. Paul says, as long as Hurts plays well and progresses in 22, then Howie will trade one of their 2 first-rounders in 23 for a first in 24. He could do that. Look, it wouldn't surprise me if he trades another first-round pick next year to get more picks for this year and next for more picks for the 23 draft and a little bit extra for the 24 draft. Because the 24 draft, they only have an extra second-round pick. So they could trade back one of those picks. They could. I would get more day 2 picks, though, if they can. Jaquan Iger says, are we 3-4 or 4-3-D? We're going to be both. I mean, we're going to be multiple fronts. That's what the hybrid defense is all about. So, Joe says, look how low the Cowboys were last year. They got the rookie MVP, number 1 draft pick. How did that work out? Eagles fans sound. Well, no, dude. It's like if you follow the Eagles, which it sounds like you really don't, the Eagles haven't had a good draft like this in years. Like, we haven't drafted well in years. Like, we literally probably could have 4 starting players from this draft, at least 4 players. And that's a win in my book when it comes to drafting. So comes from Eagles fans. Yeah, we're excited. There's nothing wrong with us being excited. I mean, at the end of the day, the Giants were so overrated last year with that stupid free agency that they had, overspending on every single player. And on paper, they look fantastic. But at the end of the day, Daniel Jones is not picked up his 50. He's not having his picked up his 5th-year option. And they don't have 2 first-round picks for next year, and they got a new coaching staff, which I do like the coaching staff for the Giants, but I mean, Daniel Jones is just going to hold them back, and that's just the truth. So I don't know why you're going to laugh at the Eagles so much. I mean, we're just excited. That's just the way it is. No, I need Blankenship is a beast. I haven't looked at Blankenship, the undrafted free agent safety. I haven't looked at him yet. Is Howard the one from Indiana? I forgot. He went to Georgia Tech, and I think he went to 2 schools. And Towson, Georgia Tech, and Towson, whatever that school's called. The guy's trying out for at running back. Brian says also cornerback and safety will be cut doing training camp. Paul said under 300 running back Howard from Georgia Tech Towson. Yeah, right. Sulis is like the stream. Appreciate it so much, man. Brian says Ron Jaworski is not high on Jalen Hurts. There's a lot of people aren't high on him. Paul says Nick Cross was drafted by the Colts in the 3rd round, 96 pick overall. So I say, hey Joey, I really like Kennedy Brooks. I think he's a practice squad candidate. Running game is gonna good. I hope they re-sign Jordan Howard again. Need a bruiser back. I feel like Kenny Brooks can get the job done, man. I feel like Brooks can get it done. I think he's got that toughness going through the tackles, to be honest. I mean, he's only, I forgot how much he weighs. He's not even 220, I don't think. He's like 210, something like that. Nothing much, but I think they're going to keep 4 running backs this year. I think it's going to be between Jerry Howard and Kennedy Brooks if they're keeping 4 running backs. Because now they have to keep more. They're going to keep a little bit, they're going to keep some linebackers. They got to keep more linebackers this year, so. Yo, Mayor, what's going on, man? Snake says, do you think they bring back Jordan Howard at some point? I don't think so, dude. They might be done with Jordan Howard. It might be over for him. I mean, you never know. They could. Brian says, who will be the backup tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles? I don't know, dude, because at this point, I don't know I don't think JJ is going to be the number 2. I honestly don't. I feel like he's going to compete at that position, and I think he's going to lose, and I think he might be on practice squad. I don't know. I don't think JJ is going to make it. Tyree Jackson's coming off an ACL. Jack Stahl is more of a blocking tight end, but I would like to see him be more of a catcher if he can. And you have Grant Calcaterra that they drafted from SMU in the 6th round, which I actually really like his catching, his route running. Reminds me of Travis Kelce in a lot of ways too. And him and Jalen Hurts played together at Oklahoma in 2019. So we'll see. So what happened to that Allen kid from Oregon? Yeah, I mean he's still here. He's on like a 2-3 year deal, I think. But he hasn't played football. He's never played NFL snap. He literally hasn't played football since 2016. Okay, he is an Olympic hurdler, so the guy has a lot of effort and will play the hardest he possibly can. I think he's going to be a special teamer. I would like Devon Allen and obviously Britton Covey from Utah, the undrafted free agent wide receiver, to probably both play special teams as well. So we'll see. Alex, he said Daniel Jones should change his name to 0-3 because that's how he starts every season. Which says, what up? What's going on, Witch? Tommy says, good afternoon, Joey. I know the Birds will pursue Bradbury if he gets cut. Are the Eagles done at adding safety? I feel like they might be. I feel like they're going to see what they have in the building right now. And, I think they try to go after Marcus Williams this year. So obviously they thought, they want to get somebody else at safety this year. They couldn't hit that number for Marcus Williams. So he signed with the Ravens. So I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like they could, or they might have to just stick with what they have. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Kevon Wallace. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But you can see I'm thinking of offensive lineman. My fault. Joey said, happy Mother's Day to all the moms there. Here are any young hot singles moms here. Harpoon says, Jordan Howard was UAB in Indiana. Swag says, hey, Joey, thanks for the stream. I got to go. Always chatting with you. Happy Mother's Day. Enjoy your night. You too, man. Enjoy your day, man. Judson Penstone said, I think we need to trade Miles Sanders. He's the most overrated player on our roster. I don't know if he's going to get a big contract after this year. I'm not into paying 40, 50 million because at the end of the day, you could sign guys. You don't have to sign running backs for that much money to plug in guys that running back that are going to be productive behind this offensive line for years to come. That's going to be fantastic. So I feel like there's a lot could happen, but we'll see. Joe, so that's not my point. The Cowboys did have a good draft. It doesn't equal anything. Well, no, but we can't be happy about it. You're pretty much saying like we can't be happy about about the draft at all. Like we're supposed to be like depressed. Like I don't get what you're trying to say, bro. You're kind of like getting me a little confused right now. And it says, do JJ and Rhaegar both get cut? Can Howie just bite the bullet and admit his mistake? I think he's going to. I think Rhaegar's going to get released or traded. I think Rhaegar will be released or traded before training camp. I think it's going to happen. JJ, I think he'll be here throughout the offseason, but I just don't think he's going to make it. I don't. Unless JJ has some crazy preseason game that's going to make him, he'll make the team just from that. I just hope someone plays better than him at tight end. That's all. Mayor say, Joey, who's some players from 22 NFL draft you want to see get a contract? Oh, man. I mean, obviously, like Jordan Davis, I want him to get a big, definitely a big contract, after he's done, because I think he'll be one of the best pass rushers in the league for his size and speed and what he'll be able to do to be the future interior of this defensive line. Nakobe Dean is another one, a pure steal. Teams passed on him up on him twice. And I think he's going to be a generational talent for us. I really hope so. That's what I'm hoping, because I think they got like the 14th best player out of this draft. That's just me. So, I think Cam Jurgens will be the future center, for the Philadelphia Eagles after this year, after Kelsey retires. And I think we'll be very good in the future. So there's a lot of guys I want to get, contracts to. Kurt says, what do you think of Carson Strong's 70-yard bombs? I love his arm. I mean, I do. It's just how he, it's really just pocket presence, climbing the pocket, having issues with that, being a sitting duck in the backfield, and just being more consistent on his throws. I mean, if they could shore him up a little bit, yeah, I mean, he could, he might go to another team. He might not even be here after this offseason if they're only keeping 2 quarterbacks, which most likely they are. I don't think Carson Strong is going to be able to stay on practice squad. Somebody's going to pick him up. Somebody's going to take him off our practice squad. I think it's going to happen. So, Marisol said, Joey, some players, let's see. Judd says, I don't understand why people think Miles Sanders, I don't understand why Miles Sanders is any good. I think Miles Sanders is good, but I mean, he was hurt twice this past year. They started him in that playoff game when he was almost out 3 weeks. It's just, they didn't give a snap to Boston Scott or Jordan Howard till the third quarter. They didn't throw to Devontae Smith until the third quarter. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Joe says, DJ said, we'll ball out the season. We're going to tear the Eagles defense apart. Paul said, talking about Jordan Howard, talking about running back Jerry Howard. They signed on draft free agent. Oh, George Check. Okay. Jane says, what do you think about Rhaegar returning kicks? No. The more space he has, the worse he is. The less time he has, the better he is, because a couple punts that he had that were very short, he actually was very successful on a couple of them, but no. Philly says Zach McPherson needs a chance. I totally agree. I think they're all going to get a chance, man. I want to see what Tay Gowan could do. You have Mac McCain, which I don't think he's going to be anything. Kerry Vincent Jr., I don't think he's going to be much of anything. I don't know. I mean, they picked him up at the trade deadline last year from Denver. I don't know what they gave up, a 5th or a 6th, something like that for him. Joe says, if you put Jalen Hurts behind center at the pathetic Giants offensive line and team last season, he would have completed. He wouldn't even completed the season. Probably not. Andrew says, does there have to be separate kick and punt return? Seems in that should carry both. Well, I mean, probably not. I mean, I think they both might not be there. I mean, I don't know if they're going to. It'd be nice, but I mean, somebody on the roster that gets playing time is going to have to play in one of those spots. And I think another guy they carry, and I think Covey can actually help this offense. I think he can actually come in as a third down receiver or a situational type receiver where they kind of use him on screens and end arounds or jet sweeps or just quick slants, like something small to put him in open space, get us those quick first downs and see how many yards he gets in open space. Tom says running back is the most replaceable position in football. So if Sanders doesn't work out, we'll be okay. I totally agree with that. I totally agree. Marisol said, Jason, I know Rhaegar was doing that. He's horrible. Andrew says, do you think Hurts can have 30 passing touchdowns this season with Devontae and A.J. Brown as main receivers? Oh, yeah, 100%. I think he can get 32 to 35 touchdowns this year. I really do. I mean, he can have over 32, 3,500 yards. I mean, even if he has 8-9 picks this year, I'm totally fine with it. Curious says, I don't know why Eagles stay away from downhill running backs. Sue said, this will be a big year for Sanders. Last year on his contract. Definitely. So he says, I heard the Eagles gave permission to Rhaegar so he could trade. Well, that's what the rumors were. And then if you heard the other rumors this past offseason, earlier, like very earlier in the offseason, we heard that there was, rumors about Rhaegar, that he wanted a fresh start out of Philadelphia. So I feel like he's going to be gone. I feel like by training camp, he's out of here. I think he's gone by training camp. Martin Lynch says, do you envision Rhaegar turning a breakout season similar to Aguilar? No, because Rhaegar can't get separation. Well, at least with Aguilar, I know I'm getting separation, but he just couldn't catch the ball, and he just had, very up and down career. 2 mediocre seasons, then he balls out in 2017 when Mike Rowe became the wide receiver coach. Played with us in 2018 on that 5th-year option, and just couldn't catch anything. And because our receiver core was totally hurt that year, and then went to the Raiders on a less than a $1 million deal and balled out, and then got a big contract from the Patriots. So he's had a very up and down career. But at least with him, he gets separation. I mean, Rhaegar gets beat. I mean, he gets manhandled by cornerbacks. He gets bullied by cornerbacks off the line physically. I didn't like that at all. I mean, for me, he can't even get by the cornerback with his speed, and that's a big problem. Jay said, what do you think about Rhaegar returning kicks? No, not into it. It says Carter Strong had a bad knee last year. Yeah, he had knee surgery, so. The ball fears that he just runs out of bounds every time. Kirk says, Joey, aren't you glad I told you to check out Covey? Pretty special player. He is, man. Every little crevice, every little mouse hole of space, he will try to run through it. That guy doesn't give up on special teams. This guy is a yak yard king. And like I said before, I think he can actually help out this offense too. But we'll see. He could be a total bust for all we know. I don't know. I'm giving my opinion. Maris said, I want Tyree Jackson cut. Dude is not good. Danny says Sanders is great, but he's starting to get the title of injury prone. And he can't ever stay away on the field. He's getting there. We'll see what he does this year. Westy Rock says Dallas defense about to destroy Eagles. It's a different year this year. It's a totally different offense this year. You better watch out. That's all I got to say. Paul said Carson Strong is a degenerative knee condition since late high school. He also had back neck issues, so physically he's not a long-term player in NFL, which is why he wasn't drafted by any team. Chubb says, what flavor potato chips should they trade Rhaegar for? Brian says, Joey, what player did the NFL draft that the Eagles pass on doing the draft? I don't get what you're saying. What are you asking? I don't know what you're asking. Lewis says, dude, you have nobody to guard Smith and Brown. I don't think they're going to have much of a pass rush this year either. I don't care who they replaced it with. I think their defense is going to play good this year, but I don't think it's going to be like last year. Just how many times wins Matt Stafford did last 2 seasons, Detroit Lions. Next season, he plays for a decent team. 13 wins, Super Bowl. Eagles fans are ignorant. This is coming from a Giants fan, guys. This is coming from a Giants fan. This is what happens. Like, I live in New York. I'm an Eagles fan in New York. Okay, this is what happens. These Giant fans come out after one good thing. He's not going to say he had a good draft, but these Giant fans come out as soon as good things happen, and they think that they're going to be contenders this year. So, Paul said no one training for running back with injuries every season in his final year's rookie deal. Limit says Goddard Lawrence, Lane Johnson's son. There's do you remember the game Cowboys targeted one of our cornerbacks and let up 200 yards before they benched him? Who was that? Judson Pedstone says, Joey, do you collect any football cards? I just got high and Hurts. Root card, his stock is rising. I used to collect, I think, baseball cards like years ago, but I don't collect cards now, no. Dexter says, can we talk about Hurts has to get to playoff win or at least not be the reason we lose one? I'm a huge Hurts fan, but it seems like we are okay with just improvement. I mean, there's improvement, but there has to be a big step taken. It just can't be like, I mean, look, this team should be in double-digit wins. I mean, for what they have on paper, they should be. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but they should be. Fab Kiv says, Josie, why are you bitching down Jones? Looks period, man. Make excuses. They got more to worry about. They have more to worry about than just, I don't know. More to worry about than just the Eagles. I'll tell you that much. Tommy says, Howie said Rhaegar is here to stay. That could be a smokescreen. Tim said Carson Strong's knee issue. He looks a little worse than Wentz. I don't hate the kid, but he's a liability. I love it. Bro, so if we get rid of Rhaegar, I'd be so happy. I think we will do. I think he'll be gone by training camp. That's what I think. Trade says likely going only 6 receivers: Brown, Smith, Watkins, Pascal Ward, Covey, Rhaegar gone, Allen, and Hightower practice squad. I could probably agree with that. Levin says Westy trying to troll but giving Joey a view. That's fine with me, dude. I'm fine with that. That's how it is, dude. Jane says I still think that there is a place for Rhaegar on the roster. I would give him one last shot. And if you stay, I usually you give the receivers 3 years. Okay, usually that's what you give these guys. But I don't mentally. If he's gone, he's gone. I mean, that's it. If he's gone, he's totally gone. That's it. So it says I heard 20 passing touchdowns, 8 rushing touchdowns, 3,400 passing yards, 600 rushing. Sounds like a good year to me. And even if he has 28 touchdowns this year, it's still a solid year, regardless. Dexter says Rhaegar should be happy in the wide receiver room. He would only get single coverage, especially in the slot. Everybody says the sheer ignorance and undereducated people in here is hilarious. Ethan says Sarence has terrible field vision. He's good receiving back, but we don't use him like that. I think he's got good vision. The problem is he tries to score a touchdown every play, and he dances way too much. Because there's some plays where if you look at some of the tape, there is open spots for him to run. He just trying to make a big play every time he gets the ball, and I think that's one of the things that happens. So, yo, Mike, what's going on, man? So I thought it was interesting to hear that Foles has no interest in returning the Eagles. Not that we actually need him, but kind of crazy with the success he has had there. Tim said, love seeing the Cowboy fans trying to say anything bad in the chat in the direction of their team. That's all good, bro. They're in here. It's all they love me. They love me at the end of the day. They love being here and they love hanging out with me. So that's all that matters. Yang says, doesn't matter to our running back. Our O-line is good, Joey. 500 could run behind these guys. Yeah, probably. I think anybody could at this point. Neighbor says, do you think this roster plays better versus Tampa team W played in playoffs? Do you think this roster plays better than Tampa? Tampa's going to be tough this year, man. They're going to be another tough team, man. I mean, that's why I think they're fifth. They might be fifth or sixth best in the conference as of right now. So I don't know how far they're going to get. All I'm worried about is, pretty much winning the East and hopefully getting into a playoff game and kind of getting one step ahead and winning a playoff game this year would be fantastic. Five-star says, what's up, Joey? I drafted Sanders in my fantasy league 2 years straight, and I had to bench him both years straight. Garbage. Samuel says, oh, my God, Smith and Brown, so scary. Jaquid says, does Josh Sweat make a Pro Bowl this year? I don't know. I mean, I hope he plays better. I mean, for what he's getting paid, he should be the 7 to 9 sack type guy this year, but we'll see. Damien said, we have loyal Giants Cowboys fans here. Lemon says, West, you got worse during the offseason. Oleg says, it was Bradley Fletcher. Chris says, that was Michael Jaquet who got toasted all day. 1,000-yard season. Yeah, he would have had a 1,000-yard season last year. He ended up getting hurt. He had 864 yards last year. He would have had 1,000 yards last year. Paul says no on Josh Sweat. He doesn't play enough snaps to be a Pro Bowler. Just his biggest bust potential from the Eagles draft. Biggest bust potential? I mean, I'd say Grant Calcaterra. I mean, Kyron Johnson could be a bust too. I mean, his tape looks good, but he's a defensive end / linebacker hybrid from Kansas. They moved up for him in the 6th round. I mean, I see good things out of him, but we'll see. We'll see. Lamont says, do you think we have a top 5 offense this year? I think they could. But it just depends how Jalen Hurts. It's really on Jalen Hurts. It's really on Jalen Hurts at the end of the day. So, yo, Justin, what's going on, man? Paul says A.J. Brown is a top 15 wide receiver. Oh, by a landslide. Limit Cut said you gave a Chuck Cooper for a 5th-round pick. Oh, ladies and Sanders fumbles too much also. Mercedes says West Rock. See, guys like this, this is a guy right here, and he's a cool guy, okay, because I know he's in Philly 500's chat a lot too. This is probably a guy that literally has copy and paste on a notepad on his computer, and he literally copies and pastes everything that he wants to say in a chat, and this is what this guy does all the time. And it's actually funny because he does the same thing. He says the same stuff. Like, that's why these Cowboy fans have no excuse this year. Dak Prescott, literally one of the biggest choke artists in Cowboys history. One of the biggest choke artists. They think CeeDee Lamb's the number 1 receiver. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. The ball says nobody said we're going to the Super Bowl. No, Cowboys don't own a damn thing. They got a lot. They take a big step back. So Chris R says, "Congrats, Joey. You know how you made it an Eagles content creator when you have pathetic Cowboy and Giants fans trolling your chat. It's all good. It is all good. I'm totally fine with it. It does not bother me at all. Hurts honestly seems like a guy that can't get us in the playoffs consistently, but he'll outbeat any of the top quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl." Paul said, Miles Sanders has missed games in the first 3 NFL seasons. They will only go downhill from here. Running backs, shield life in short one. Joe says, Cowboys are going to suck. They paid hundreds of millions of dollars for a 3-year run, which has ended. I think they're taking a step back offensively. I don't see how they're going to play. I mean, I think Dak is going to have a good season, but I don't think they're going to do anything special this year. I just don't. Transcend Sense says the 2 players under the radar, Pascal, Kaiser White, 1 of 44 tackles. Pascal made a big catches for Indy last year, wondering where Quez fits. I mean, I don't think Pascal's going to be that. I don't think Pascal's going to be like a pure starter for a number 3. Because under Nick Sirianni as the offensive coordinator for the Colts, he did average 600 to 700 yards for 2 seasons straight, which is good. And once Nick left, I think he only had like 300 yards for the year. I think you're going to have Quez on the court on the number 3 corner, and I think Quez is going to do really well out of the slot. I think for situational things with Pascal being a big body, I think they can use him in red zone in certain situations like that. So I don't think Pascal's going to be a pure starter for number 3. Probably not. Say Joey, it's a Titan in this year. The draft name Michael Myers. He's going to be top 10 pick dude name. Jalen says, Jalen Devon says 102.96 Sixers win. My current prediction, although that is what I hope will happen, will probably end up he winning. Ethan says biggest bust potential is Jordan Davis. Sucks to say it, but he didn't put up numbers at Georgia. I don't think he's going to be a bust, man. I don't think he is. I think he's going to learn this year from Cox, Hargrave, some of these guys. I think he's going to be a better pass rusher. He could be a better pass rusher this year just by learning, or it might take him a year. I don't know, but I think he's going to clog up the hole this year. I think he's going to get double teamed. I think these linebackers are going to blitz very well between Nakobe Dean and Kaiser White and TJ Edwards. I think they're going to have a really good year. I think Jordan Davis is going to be one of the best defensive tackles the Eagles ever drafted. No joke. Chris R, these dudes lost at home, 9-win team. The Giants about winning the NFC East. Don't realize everything they do is irrelevant. Rick says Rhaegar's still better than the job. I'm going to be there. The other factors like Rhaegar wanting out. Bad Life says Kyron Johnson will make teams for special teams in depth behind Hassan Reddick. Bear Slate says, let's see, Joey Rhaegar type of dude that kisses mom goodnight after a bedtime story. Jay says, do you think, let's see, Thomas can be the best? Do you think Thomas will be the best receiver in the conference? And says, can't wait for the schedule release. We should hope for the Cardinals in week 1 to 5 so we don't have to see D. Hopkins. Ian Moss says, Cowgirls choke every year, and that's a fact. Limit says, Rick, compared to what Covey hasn't played. I said, hey, Joey, with all the additions to our defense, I'm hoping we are more aggressive this season. Pretty excited. I mean, that's what I'm hoping. They're more aggressive. I mean, offensively, you have, probably the best, one of the best wide receiver duos that could be if Jalen Hurts makes that happen. Defensively, Jonathan Gannon has no excuse for what he has for moving from this hybrid defense he's trying to make this year. Especially with the linebackers that can move around. I mean, you got Nakobe Dean. That was a big steal. Hassan Reddick's going to be moving from Sam linebacker to edge rusher. TJ Edwards had a solid year last year. So, there's some really good pieces going into this season this year. So, Jason, Dak Prescott ran a QB draw with a couple seconds left with no timeouts. Brian says, Jonathan Gannon will have to improve defense, but what do you think the Eagles defense ranked in the NFC? Samuel says the Cowboys are champions. We need to respect them. Still says West won the last time he won Super Bowl. It is so funny, dude. And Cody said, what up, Joey? Let's go do Sixers tonight. Hopefully they tie it up tonight. Nate says, why do you think it's going to be a surprise on defense and offense this year, Joey? To be a surprise this year offensively, I think it's going to I think the passing game is going to be a lot better having A.J. Brown, having Devontae Smith, and having Quez in the slot. I think it's going to be a big difference. I think Dallas Goedert's going to be opened up a lot more. I think Quez is going to be on the number 3 cornerback. I think a lot of guys are going to get opened up offensively with some of these players. Defensively, I think having these linebackers that could blitz and cover with Nakobe Dean and Kaiser White, TJ Edwards, I think the linebacker core is going to make a big difference to where if we're having issues with, double teams weakness at the on the defensive line, whether it's Jordan Davis or it's Fletcher Cox or Javon Hargrave. I think it's going to free these linebackers up a lot, and we're going to get a lot of plays made in the backfield this year. So Limit says, but the exact reason we picked up Covey was for punt returns. Harpoot says, how much does Philly have left in cap room? I think it's like $8 million. I don't even think it's that much, dude. I don't think it's that much, to be honest. We've hit the 1 hour mark for the stream. Appreciate it so much, guys, for coming in. There's 309 people in the chat. If you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you are new, we cover the Eagles every single day. We're going to be streaming again tomorrow. Definitely be back tomorrow for another stream. We've been streaming mostly every single day. So do appreciate everybody that's been coming for the streams. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. Guys, definitely like the stream if you guys haven't before you leave today. And check out the memberships in the description and the pinned comment. Join the Shake Squad Army today for extra content. Any tier doesn't matter. Just click the link in the pinned comment. Much appreciate everybody that's coming in today. And I hope everyone's having a good Mother's Day today. Be respectful of the moms today. Thank you so much, guys. Let's see. Sticks a fun fact. John Dernboss has a player ring. A player ring. Scoop says, I think Howie set smoke screens on Dean so nobody wanted to draft him. Nate Banks says the Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown duo will be one of the top in the league after the season. I hope Eagles fans are excited for this. I'm pumped for it, dude. I'm pumped for it. Rick says, but you're taking Andre Free over first round talent, even if my job is on special teams. No, I don't. I think they have to have some type of. I mean, I think if you have a guy on special teams, he needs to have some type of role between the offense and defense, whoever it is. I think it's got to be somebody that takes a role. I don't want to just waste a rush spot on one special teams guy unless he's going to be some breakout star. You know what I mean? That's just a different story. For the says, shout out to Ray Didiger retirement. Ray Diddy was one of my greats, true legend in Philly. Yeah, I saw that today, man. That's crazy. O-Dog says, enjoy the rings. The last ones you're going to have, Cowgirl. Cowboys fans are really oblivious to the fact that the Birds have four wide receivers in the NFC East. You guys, you just gotta ignore it. You just gotta ignore it because at the end of the day, like people just troll, and that's just the way it is, dude. That's just the way it is. People just troll. People just do it just to do it, man. It doesn't mean they're trying to make a point. So. Jose says, you guys are underrated Daniel Jones, but just like everybody else, Matthew Stafford, team you lined up behind is everything as a quarterback position in the NFL. But it's Daniel Jones. We're talking about here. That's what I'm saying. Like it's at least I could say that I'm not high on Jalen Hurts. Like I've criticized Jalen Hurts a million times. At least I'm true to the fact that I could say that my quarterback sucks at some points. Don't get me wrong. Jalen Hurts has his moments, but at least I'm true to the fact that he has his moments. And that's it. What's going on, Desert Eagle? What's going on, man? Mayor says, Rhaegar type of dude, listen to Ray J. one wish in the shower. That's so funny. Harpoon says, smash the like button, y'all. It helps metrics. Brian Redden says, what team's going in the AFC? Team's just going to win the AFC, and what team's going to win the AFC Central Division? Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. Next year, ripped on my wallet Mother's Day. 2 grandmas, 2 great grandmas, my mom, my daughter's stuff. Choke on 300. Yeah, don't block anybody. Like if you want to time somebody out, go ahead. Like if it's don't block anybody. I'm gonna unblock him. If he's blocked, I'm gonna unblock him. You don't have to block anybody. I don't want anybody blocked. If he's trolling, he's trolling. But I mean, it is what it is. Let me hold on. Let me make sure. Let me see if he's actually blocked. I don't want him blocked. Hold on. Oh, wait. Maybe he's not blocked. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. He wasn't blocked. I don't think he was. All right, no, he's not. We're good. All right. Yeah, don't block him. Don't block anybody. Which says just imagine the two tight sets of Goddard and Calcaterra. Jermaine says Desert Eagle Mark Holmes video was a banger. All right, he's not blocked. All right, that's all I care about. Yeah. He said jumped on another account just to get time. See what I mean, Joey? They're not haters, they're fans. They love me, dude. They totally love me. That guy was on his second account in a half a second, dude. It's crazy, bro. They must be some kids. Yeah, probably. But I said, don't block him. He's a good guy. Besides, he's a Cal fan. I was just about to get in him. Nate said, I love Daniel Jones for being with the Giants as long. Last year's game lost to them hurt, but I'm grateful for being able to play against him these past several years. Joe said Daniel Jones will have a longer career with the Giants and Jalen Hurts with the Eagles. I can't wait till the season. How? That's how. Like, how the hell do you think that Daniel Jones? I mean, you really think Daniel Jones is going to a bigger contract this year? I don't get it. You're the first Giants fan I ever seen say really good things about Daniel Jones. Like, I don't get it. Don't matter if he stays forever. Daniel Jones can't win. Rick says last time Cowboys won a ring, he was using Sony Walkmans for music. There you go. Nice to choke on 300 as of sit in timeout for 5 minutes. It's up to Hurts if he does his job. Stops talking, talk the walk, and walk the walk, get into the playoffs. That's it, man. Like, look, I'm going to be very critical of Jalen Hurts this year. I'm going to be very critical. I'm not going to be like hyping him up every single time. Like, it's, I'm going to call him out when I have to. Tim Edwards and Kyron Johnson's potential stud pro day was insane. I hope to see him in rotation edge rushing. That's what I'm hoping to see from him. Joseph Gelman is gone. Jason Garrett is gone. This is a new regime, people. I'm not saying that, but it doesn't make the fact that Daniel Jones is they're not going to turn him into a better quarterback, even if it's a QB friendly room with Brian DeBall and Kafka. It doesn't matter. Like, Daniel Jones only goes so far. Like, the coaching staff isn't. If you already have a crappy, shitty quarterback, these coaches aren't going to take much more out of him. I mean, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. They just said, "Oh, it's 5 rings, cool." Then salute to homie, them Cowboys. Brian says, "Joe, you think the Sixers win tonight?" That's what I'm hoping. I hope they do. I hope they win. Tie up the series, man. Tie up the series. Rick says Hurts is now the weak link in this team. Hope he steps up. That's what I'm hoping. See, I'll say that he's got to step up because I don't think he played perfect last year. I think he played better by the end of the season, but there's still a lot of flaws with Jalen Hurts. I hope they do. I hope they do. Eagles champ says, Joseph, you said the same thing after Pat Shurmur left. There's all jokes aside. Let the guy talk. That's why it's our job as Eagles fans to chin check a Cowboys fan. Yeah, exactly. Don't block anybody. Don't block anybody. No, Joey, have to boost Daniel Jones. Please sign him. Boost. Jones, they didn't even give him a 5th-year option. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, even if they don't give him a 5th-year option, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that they're just not, I feel like maybe they're working on an extension. They could be working on an extension as well. So that's how I feel it could happen too. So, we'll see, but. See, these things you got to block. These stupid bots. I'm say the last time Cowboys faced a hero, French Prince was airing on TV. AJ says, "What do you think Eagles' record going to be?" Right now, I think 8 to 10 wins. I'm going to say that right now, 8 to 10 wins. I had 7 to 9 last year for what they had. 8 to 10 as of right now, and this is without injuries. This is without everything else. This is just on paper, theoretically, 8 to 10. But I think 10 plus if they really surprise. So, Buddy Jordan says Carson Strong is the best quarterback in this roster. Hurts will let you down eventually throwing. Kari says, my fear is that the Giants sucks and get the best QB next year while keeping on the roster. I want to see them blow up the rebuild. Paul says, low-key Jay Davis game effectiveness of the NFL staying low to his leverage and lengths. If he comes up high out of his stance too soon, he will struggle. He was able to get away with this. Oh, Dog says Daniel Jones shouldn't even be in this conversation. Goes Davis, Cox, and Hargrave. Oh my! Paul said in college, but low man wins the NFL always. And look, I give props to Westy Rings. I give Westy Rock. I give him props. You know, he's a diehard Cowboys fan, just spitting his crap. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? So appreciate you coming in, man. Appreciate you coming in and giving your take on everything. Derek said, "Have you heard of Stills' take on how much Hurts yards would be increased just by AJ Brown contract? Wondering what you thought about that." I mean, I don't know if it means much towards his contract. I don't get what you mean by Stills. Dan Sileo take on how much Hurts yardage would have to increase to justify AJ Brown's contract. Oh yeah, I mean, if you have a receiver in AJ Brown that's not producing because of Jalen Hurts, yeah, it's just the truth. You know what I mean? Westy Rex, are you good in my book, Joey? Yeah. All right, man. You have a good day. Have a good Mother's Day. And enjoy your Mavericks today, bro. Appreciate it, man. There's to worry about Palpatine's recovery, bro. Eagles Clip says, don't forget about Milton Williams. Him and Davis is our future. Limit says Joseph Yawn heard that before. AJ says it's just is this me or Jordan Davis like lose 25 pounds? It looked like he did. I mean, you watched him at rookie minicamp. He looks a lot faster. He looks pretty quick. He might be less than 340. He might be like 335, maybe 330 at this point. I don't think the Eagles want to drop him a little bit more, maybe the 320. I don't know. I don't know what the weight. I don't know what's the weight they're kind of looking for with him. Lemon Costa, Daniel Jones, even in a good pocket can't throw. Mr. Gold, Western Rock, 99 years old rings. Easy money shakes. We have the best wide receivers, the best O-line, along with Carson Cannon. How about that? So what happened yesterday? Are the Eagles like there's no more rookie minicamp? Like I'm not even seeing anything today. Like unless they're coming back tomorrow. I don't even know. I don't even know. Let's see here. Eagles champ says, you think Jacoby Stevens, Patrick Johnson take a step? I don't think Patrick Johnson has a chance. Jacoby Stevens might not even have a chance now. It's a loaded linebacker. It's a loaded linebacker room now. I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. I don't think it's going to happen. But I think it's Monday to Friday. Yeah, it might be. Brian says Jalen Hurts have a good year. Philadelphia Eagles will have paid him. That's how does that affect the salary cap moving forward? It could. It depends because at the end of this year, he's up for an extension. So I don't know what the Eagles are going to do. Are they going to say, hey, Jalen, we're going to pay you, but we need like the cap relief after this year. So can we pay you another year? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know because they could give him an extension, but I mean, Hurts will be relatively cheap going into the 2023 season because it's the last year of his rookie contract. So I don't know. I mean, Howie did a good job on the AJ Brown contract. So, I mean, they could, I don't know how much, quarterbacks are just so much money now. I mean, I don't know what his worth is going to be and what the money he's going to want. So I don't know. Do I think that Kobe Dean is going to play this year? Do I think that Kobe Dean? Oh, definitely. I think that he's going to work the weak side linebacker spot. And I think they're going to move him to the middle linebacker. I think due in time, he will get to middle linebacker. Rick says, Goodrich or Job, who starts this year? I think Goodrich does. I think if you're going to give me two and give me the choice, I think Goodrich does. Charlie says, was Dean a participant? Yeah, he was. No. You mean the first day, 2 days ago? Yeah. Yeah, he was there. He looked really good. Doesn't look hurt. I don't know what's going on. Desert Eagle says, why Giants taking forever to cut James Bradbury? Are they scared? Well, no, I think it's because of his contract situation. After they're going to cut him by June 1st. So they're going to cut him by June 1st, and the Eagles are going to probably go in there and try to grab him, most likely. So I think that's what they're going to try to do. I don't know why I'm wearing these things. I'm not even hearing anything. Eric says, cool thing is we don't have to draft the QB next year no matter what. Yeah, that's the good. I mean, well, that's what I'm hoping we don't have to. Like if it Hurts works out, then great. So Paul says, oh, wait, hold on. New Giants regimen coaching staff are not picking up D James' fifth-year option as they are not married to him at all. LB says Kenny Brooks is going to be better than Jordan Howard. Hey, we'll see. I mean, he's got really good vision, runs between the tackles really well. Not the fastest guy at 4.59, but runs between the tackles really well. Very physical, and he gets to another gear. Joe saying, rumors from the Giants land here. Wink Martindale is pushing heavy to keep Bradbury, but the Giants cannot find a way to restructure his contract. That's what it's taking so long. It is. Man, this guy on Mother's Day, I don't know if his mother dropped him on his head or I don't know what happened. It's Mother's Day, bro. Jesus. What's going on? What up, Joey? Hope you're enjoying Mother's Day. Go Birds. I'm enjoying it today, definitely. Cruzan says we're keeping Bradbury now, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see by June 1st what happens. Eagles coach says we got plenty of linebackers now. Taylor, Edwards, Dean, White, and with Reddick, I think he'll be used more than edge rusher. Marks, what's up, Marcus? Kikoy says, unpopular opinion, I like Joby minus the injury a lot, even more from. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Job had the foot injury, the foot surgery back in December. So he didn't play in the SEC championship game. I totally forgot about that. Unpopular opinion, I like Job minus the injury, not even a lot more Goodrich. He guards the deep ball well, physical. Yeah, I like the physicality and tight coverage is really good from Goodrich. I like him a lot. I do. Don't forget about LSU linebacker Jacoby Stevens has a 4-year deal now. Can't wait to see him. Yeah, dude, I don't know if he even gonna have a chance with the linebacker room we have right now. You know, the Eagles talk from Delco. What's going on, man? It says Carson Strong. Yeah, the Eagles are starting to like him a little bit more. Lim says Josh Jacobs fried chicken in college. Paul says Eagles receivers AJ Brown, Smith, tight end Goddard will get about 800, 950 years each day. Yards each day. Football will be spread out, so they won't be 1,200 to 1,300 yard seasons in the Eagles offense. Easy Money says Shakes, we have 2 number 1 receivers along with the best young tight end in the entire league, best O-line in the entire league. Carson Strong could prevent us from drafting a QB next year. Can't harm. I mean, maybe. I mean, depending if they have faith in him. So if Hurts, somewhat fails this year and Carson Strong's on the roster and they feel comfortable with him going forward, they could do that. But it would have to be they would have to be okay with it. I mean, they would have to be really sure that they're going to miss out on QBs in a draft with 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick next year if that's what you want to do. Rhaegar says we have TJ Edwards, Kaiser White, Kyron, Nakobe. I think we move Kyron out to the outside and run Kaiser, Nakobe, and Edwards. I definitely agree. Don says, watch Vince Jr. from LSU. Yeah, he played opposite of Stingley, right? I haven't watched much tape on him at all. Sean says, would you trade Taylor for Bradbury? I would. I probably would. I mean, he's very injury prone right now, so I don't know. I think the first combination that we did see last year was TJ Edwards and Davion Taylor, which I really did like. But I mean, he's getting hurt too much now. Can he stay healthy this offseason? That would be amazing. Chris, I'm only one person who's addicted to watching the NFL draft. I'm rewatching now. I did rewatch it again a couple days after the draft. Shows I hope this Carson works out better than the last one. Yeah, that's totally true, bro. That's totally true. Mara says to all Cowboys fans, tell Dakota Prescott to stop bumping hips with geriatric refs. The brothers screwed us. Geriatric refs. It's funny. Dante Pearson said, yeah. Yo, Blue Pill, what's going on, man? You're good. You're good, man. It is what it is. I think people have, a lot of people have things to do. So that's just the truth to it all. Albie says Brayton Covey is going to be a Wes Welker Hunter Refro mix. That's a nice mix right there. If he could become that, watch out. I mean, I would love to stick him into this offense. I mean, even on third downs as a situational gadget type receiver on slants and go routes, end arounds, jet sweeps, screen passes. I mean, you name it. I think that I would use him for that. Paul said even if I'd get Hurts an extension after 3, which would be after the 22 season and would kick until 23 at the very earliest. Yeah, right. Now that Pierce says Josh Joe, clean bill of health, scary. Abby says, if Hurts isn't the answer, would you rather use the picks to draft a QB or trade for the vet QB is unhappy? Well, who's going to be available vet QB wise? I mean, there's teams that don't even want what's his face now that's still out there. Yeah, Kyle Murray probably will get an extension. I think they've bridged their relationship. I think they're fine. I don't think he'll be available. I think they would have to draft at this point. Oh, he says, yeah, Phil's just got the dub. About time, man. Showstopper says, Joe, you should have me and agree at the link. I got to meet you guys. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would do it. I would do it. I mean, most likely I don't know. I'll probably be at the home opener this year. I will probably be at the home opener probably this year. I'm always at the home opener and usually more games down the road, but Eagles coach said, can we not ignore how good Taylor was playing before getting injured? He gets no attention. He was potential to be damn good. Remember when we drafted him, his comparison was Darius Leonard. I think he's physical. I think he runs, laterally, I think he runs really well. And makes really good physical tackles. I mean, I loved his play. And that's before Jim Schwartz. So Jim Schwartz didn't even use him when they drafted him. I mean, he started like the 10th game of the season. He was horrible, but he got his chance last year, and I thought he played really well. And then he got injured another time during the season, right before the bye week. Shawonsky says, I'm not a huge Hurts fan, but at some point, as each fans have to stop rooting for the backups, time to get on board with Hurts. Oh, no, definitely. I'm on board, man. I'm on board. I'm really excited. I was excited before we got A.J. Brown, but I thought we needed to get that, that proven receiver in the building, and we got it. We got it done. Doug says, hope Carson work out better than the last one. Hilarious. Elvis says, I wish Malcolm Jenkins would have just wouldn't have retired. I wish we could have signed him. Yeah, I honestly would entertain that idea, to be honest with you. I would actually entertain it just because, I think this defense, there's a lot. I think it's a well-built, better defense this year. And I feel like he won't have to do too much. Like, he can move around and stuff, but he won't have to be the guy on defense that, has to be the guy. But, we'll see. I don't think, I would be open to it. I would be totally open to it. Brian says, Joey, I'm hearing that the Eagles have interest in Nick Foles. I mean, if you guys remember, like a couple of years, what was it, last year? I think the Eagles actually called, I think after Brandon Graham got injured, the Eagles actually called Chris Long. No, it wasn't Chris Long. It was a couple of years ago. They actually tried to bring Torrey Smith back a couple of years ago. I think it was a couple of years ago. They tried to bring Torrey Smith back after like Deshaun Jackson got hurt, and they tried actually calling him to bring him back, and he said no. So Todd says Greg might be gone, and also Hightower. Oh, Dog said, shit, I'm still mad we picked Jalen Rhaegar over Justin Jefferson. It is what it is, man. I'm not mad about it anymore. Derek says, what if we don't get on board what the fans think and the front office thinks in two different things? Yeah, that's definitely true. There's his living said there's some talk, bro. I doubt it's happening, though. Ellie says, which corner should we get, Bradbury, Hayden, or Rhodes? I mean, in my opinion, I would get Bradbury if he's going to be affordable. But if it's not Bradbury, I would get Xavier Rhodes because Jonathan Gannon knows his strengths and weaknesses. I think he would be a perfect bridge corner. Xavier Rhodes isn't what he used to be, but he's a nice bridge guy at a number 2. And Gannon coached him with the Colts a couple years back when he was the corner coach. So that would probably be my way to go. Obi says nobody talks about George Unrum and Nick Scott. They'd be relatively cheap safeties to get. Ted Tons of Tube said, will the Eagles sign a cornerback? Yeah, I think they will. I think they're going to sign a cornerback before they sign a safety. I think they only make one signing here. I think they actually sign a corner, and they might just let the safety position kind of just roll out the way it is. There's only so much we could do in 1 year. No, so did we have Bradbury? No, we don't have Bradbury, no. Scoop says, let's trade for Greedy Williams and Jonathan Abram. J.D. Sirianni already hyping up Strong's IQ and arm. If he balls out preseason, yeah, I don't know. We'll find out, though. I mean, I'm excited to see if I'm excited to see Carson Strong just give our guys good looks, because I hate getting those quarterbacks that you get in the offseason for like just camp arms, and like they can't even throw the football, and it sucks because these other receivers and these other spots at tight end and some of these other guys, they really want to try to make this team, and like they're just getting bad looks from bad quarterback play in these preseason games and these situational games that we have, like before the preseason games, the scrimmages, I should say. Ron says, heading to the gym. Joey, thank you for another killer stream, man. Anyone in the chat that's been battling depression, keep listening, man. Joey's helped me out a ton. I appreciate so much, Ron. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad that I help you out. I've been through it too, so trust me, I am with you on it. Totally with you on it. Rick said, TJ Edwards is losing a spot this year. Dean, I see Dean taking snaps on the outside. Ellie says, Eagles roster shaping up to be a Super Bowl contender in at least 3 years. I could see it. I could definitely see it. If Hurts stays here after this year, if Hurts is the guy, and he plays well this year, it might be 2 years. I mean, it might be a lot shorter than you think. You know what I mean? Joe Sauer says if we would have drafted Jefferson, he wouldn't be who he is now. I'm sorry, and I'm on an LSU fan. He might if we drafted Justin Jefferson or even I don't think Jefferson would have had 1,400 yards with us his rookie year. Sorry, but that definitely wasn't going to happen. It wasn't. I mean, because I feel like they didn't know how to use half of these players, and he probably would be on practice squad for all we know. That's how screwed up this coaching staff was with this front office together. I mean, the production of players just wasn't there. I think it's going to be a lot better now. The second step to this whole process is you draft really well. Now you got to make it work. It's just you got to make it work. On paper, it looks great, but they got to make it work. Paul said Lamar Jackson will be a top QB on the move next offseason. No doubt in my mind about this. He probably will. Myro says, my only image of Daniel Jones was him in the open field running like a water boy and that tripping and busting. Yeah, it was funny, but it was embarrassing for us, though. But I would never get Kirk Cousins, ever. Never, ever, ever. This man is one of the biggest choke artists in the playoffs. I feel like when the spotlight is on him, he just can't get it done. I just feel like he can't get it done. I'm not a fan of it. Limit says we already had a T5 last year. Now they have more experience. Kikoy says, look at us passing on Jefferson on the bright side. If we did, we probably wouldn't have Devontae and definitely wouldn't have A.J. Brown. As Eagles fans, we got to learn how to look at glass half full. I totally agree. I don't really look at the past. I don't think about DK Metcalf. I don't think about Justin Jefferson at all. Like I don't even think about it anymore. I haven't really thought about it at all. Like at this point, it's like it's done, it's over with, and Eagles fans just keep bringing it up like nonstop. It's just like, okay, bro, like how many more years are we going to keep talking about the same thing all the time? Limit says Samuel, hell no, Kirk is not good. Shows how did anyone else notice every time we got a big name right here, we go to the bowl. T.O., Alshon, now AJ. Let me get my tickets pre-ordered now. Limit says, I know you are, but I would look at Kyler Murray. LB says trade Minshew to the Giants for a second. Limit says Murray might or might not get an extent. I feel like he will. I don't see why he wouldn't. LD says, how do you think Gardner Minshew will do as a roster if Hurts can get it done? I mean, I think Minshew can win you games. I mean, that's definite. I think the more games he plays, the better he is. Especially with the weapons that we have now, he probably would flourish very well. I don't think he gets us to a championship, but I think he wins us a lot of games. I think he can win us some games. I mean, that's definite. Joe says, what are the Eagles fans don't understand is that the Giants fans know that we are a more pathetic team than you think we are. He was I like Epps starting with Harris. They're both playmakers, and both of them can get the job done. Coverage. I'm excited. Look, Marcus Epps. I think I would take Marcus Epps over Kevon Wallace any day of the week. I want to see what Josh Blackwell from Duke can do as well. I want to see what he could do. He's more of a nickel type corner. I think he's more of an inside corner going to the NFL because he is. He's got a little bit of size to him, but he is quick. His hips are very fluid. Lewis says, Joseph, have you seen how you have been talking? Charlie says, even if we don't grade cornerback 2, Gann better not use that as an excuse not to be aggressive. Oh, well, that's stupid. I mean, he has to from what he has. He's going to get fired if that's the case after this year. He'll just get fired. I mean, there's no point to even have him around if he's afraid to do that. That's kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. I think that's ridiculous. So, we'll see. Terrence says both previous Viking players, Epps on Harris. Yeah, that is true. Tim says, let's throw Malcolm Jenkins' Twitter like they did Area 51 and beg him for the one last run. Might be like an entertaining thought to him, like this defense. Totally agree. Ellie says, how interested are you seeing Carson Wentz go up against Jalen Hurts this year? I'm excited for that. That's why with the schedule coming out this week, I really hope that they have I hope they have Carson Wentz coming to the link. I hope they have the Eagles and Washington Commanders Monday Night Football this year because I think it'll be a very big talked about game. There'll be a lot of drama, and I think it'll be highly anticipated. So I feel like that will be the first game for us, and I hope it is. Showstar said, where do you see Mayfield doing? What team? I don't know. No teams want him. There are teams that had interest and then not have interest at all. Kind of just got off the path with him. Let me say that's who guys are looking at Jones, but he can't win. Rick says, Minshew will get the ball out. AJ, that's all I'm saying. Tuck and run. Jalen needs to change his style. QBs are paid to throw. I totally agree. Having Jalen Hurts hold the football for himself on these read options is just another plus for this offense. And plus, with the weapons we have, defense will be spread out like crazy. And there's just a lot to look for right now. I mean, the defenses should be on their heels because they don't really know what they're going to expect from the Eagles. So is that these 4 months can't come quick enough. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. I'm not even kidding. So I'm pretty pumped, man. I mean, I've been pretty excited, but after this draft, trading for AJ Brown, getting Jordan Davis, getting your backup futuristic center. I mean, you literally went to this draft and you were aggressive. Howie was aggressive. I mean, he did everything I asked him to do perfectly. I have no complaints about this draft. No complaints. Says Jones has no voice in that offense or defense. One of the Larry says, what with our schedule, we should have 11 plus wins. I mean, look, without injuries and if everything works out and Jalen Hurts is the quarterback he should be this year, they should be in double-digit wins. I mean, they should be in double-digit wins if that's the case. I totally agree with it. Eagles Clip says, maybe a hot take, but I'd rather have Rhodes than Bradbury because Rhodes will be cheaper and no Rhodes can play good on Gannon's system. That's what I'm saying, bro. I totally agree with that. But I wouldn't mind Bradbury. Look, if Bradbury's not expensive, like Bradbury was supposed to be the number 1 corner with the Giants, okay? Adoree Jackson was number 2. That got paid a lot of money for a number 2, okay? I think I overpaid for a number 2. But I think with Rhodes, he's perfect. Just because Gannon had him with the Colts, as the corner coach. But with Bradbury, he's coming in to be the number 2 for what he could produce. He will be good here. Really, it's just cost. Limit says Rhodes is not better than Bradbury. Currently, stop. Oh, I didn't say that. Hopefully, someone else said that. I didn't say he was better than Bradbury. I think Bradbury is better, definitely by a mile. I don't want no Dingleberry. Syrup hands. Darius says, why haven't we gotten safety cornerback? It should be. I think they're waiting for June 1st, but there's going to be some players that are going to be released from teams around the league. So I think another few weeks, we're going to find out. Rick says, Howie has a plan. If Jalen stinks, then no extension. We'll use the 2 first-rounders in 23 on a rookie quarterback. Totally agree with it. Eagles King from Delco says, I'll take Kevin King over Rhodes. Joe says, will you talk about Jalen Hurts or Danny Jones? Levicott says, because Hurts was a second-round pick, Carson's issue is a big moments and mental. That's definitely true. Hurts is better than Jones. Eagles Clip says, who said Rhodes was better? I said Rhodes is better because it's cheaper and can play good in the Gann system. Yeah, I mean, I think he play well in Gannon's system, but I mean, even with Bradbury, I think Bradbury can play in any system, to be honest, regardless. Yeah, I think he's our cheaper option. He's the cheaper option when it comes to pay and productivity. I mean, productivity as in for what he's getting paid for. Yeah, as a number 2 corner. Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's better. I don't think he's a better cornerback overall, but I think he's for what he's getting paid and how cheap he's going to be. I think you're going to get somewhat good production out of him. So, would you bring a rookie quarterback into this team? I mean, we already have one now in Carson Strong. So, I mean, if they want to change and, if Hurts isn't the guy next year, they could definitely change their mind next year. LD says, if Jalen stinks, Howie will find a way to get a conditional first round from. 100%. I mean, if Hurts isn't, look, at the end of the day, like, just imagine we're going to have more draft picks. Just imagine, like, if Minshew doesn't get traded, Dillard doesn't get traded. I mean, just depending on what happens, Rhaegar, Dillard, Minshew, are trade chips right now before training camp to see, like, I think maybe somebody can get traded because, with Dillard, an offensive lineman from another team can get hurt. If Hurts doesn't work out, they can get a lot. They could probably get a good amount for him. They could definitely get a good amount for him. I don't care if it's a lot of day 2 picks. I mean, they got to get something. I mean, there's going to be another team that'll have interest. I mean, there will be another team that has interest. So, Kikoy says, "Hey Joe, do you watch UFC or boxing, any sports outside of Philly, or did you watch the Oliveira versus Gunn fight last night?" No, I did not. I saw news on it yesterday, but I'm not big on UFC. No. Joe says, "When Martindale pushing hard, the Giants keep James Bradbury, but Kelman left him in such a bad position they cannot find a way to restructure contract." Well, yeah, I mean, Gettleman, I mean, he gave away some really bad contracts. He paid a lot of guys a lot of money. And Martindale's going to be a really good defensive coordinator for the Giants. He was with the Ravens for years, and I mean, Martindale's going to be good. I wanted Martindale badly before, Jonathan Gannon had a lot of head coaching interviews. I think Martindale's going to be a good coordinator for the Giants, 100%. Libby says, Hurts isn't the guy. Of course, we have the ammo to do so. We'll have more than enough ammo. I think we'll have a lot more than we have now by that time. The more picks Howie has, the better it's going to be. The better it's going to be. I totally agree. I see Lynch says 2 firsts and 2 seconds. That's enough. Libby Cousin, there could be additional QB it could look at or the NFL. We have to see how the Saints play next year, too. I mean, yeah, 2 firsts and 2 seconds will be enough, but are they going to give up that much? I mean, we're not at that position right now, so we'll see. Mr. Pans, Carolina and the Saints division will be worse than us this year. Probably will. Probably will. We could be as bad or worse as well. So, Bailey Zapp versus Mac Jones. So, news-wise, nothing much today. I'm waiting on that schedule release this week. Waiting on that this week. That's going to be very exciting this week. Let's see here. Darius says, I hope the Saints stink and we get a top 10 pick. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be top 10. I could see it being 10. I could see it being like 10 to 20, 15. I could see it being 10 to 22. I don't see it. I don't see it being a top 10. I don't think the Saints. I think the Saints. You have Michael Thomas coming back. You have Olave now that they drafted in the first round. They're trying to sign Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry might be their slot guy. You have Jameson Winston at quarterback right now. Offensive line is not perfect, but it's not bad. I mean, it just depends what Jameson Winston does. I mean, that's really it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how their defense is going to be. They were a top 4 defense last year, so I don't know how much. I mean, their defense should probably still be good this year. Plus, Sean Payton's not there anymore, so that's going to be a big one for them. Sean Payton not being there is a big one. If Sean Payton was still there, I could see that they're going to be winning more games, but him not being there is probably maybe going to affect this team a little bit more. So we'll see. Coy says, if Hurts pans out, one of our first, you got to go Ringo. I think the other top corner, time to bring in someone and develop them into the next sleigh. I totally agree. I think it's time for them to draft the corner high next year if Hurts works out. They need to get another edge rusher, too. They need to get an edge rusher for the future because Barnett could be gone after this year. Even though he's on a 2-year deal, they could void the contract for next year if they don't want him here. Brandon Graham's last year on his deal. Are they going to give him another team-friendly deal next year? It's going to be a lot lower. It's not going to be what he got last time. So you're going to be losing 2 defensive ends potentially, going into next year. You're going to have Teron Jackson, Kyron Johnson still here. So there's really not many bodies at that position right now. So I think you're going to go edge. I think they're going to draft edge rusher because they're not drafting corner over edge rusher. They'll draft edge rusher before corner. So they're going to have to get edge rusher, cornerback. That's if they with those 2 first rounders to go edge rusher, corner. I think that's what they do, or they go corner edge rusher. I mean, if they have 2 in the first, then we're fine. You know what I mean? The schedule comes out on the 12th. I think it's like 3-4 p.m., but it slowly gets leaked. It slowly gets leaked throughout the day. So I'm going to have a stream that day for the schedule. Definitely going to have a stream for the schedule that day just to go through everything. And we'll be looking at it and going through game by game and being realistic about it. So we'll see. Joe says, for all the people that laughed at Wan'Dale Robinson for being drafted second by the Giants, both the Chiefs and Buffalo Bills were going to take him with their second round. I liked Wan'Dale Robinson. Check out my videos. Type in my name in YouTube and type out Wan'Dale Robinson. I like Wan'Dale Robinson. He was a third-round pick, and I was like, there's no way he's getting drafted in the third round. I'm like, he's a steal. I mean, he's a steal. He should be a late second-round pick. That's what I thought. I like Wan'Dale Robinson a lot. I mean, he's a pure slot, twitchy, fast. I mean, guy's got great catchability. Love Wan'Dale Robinson. Slippery. I love him. Love that guy. Thought it was a really good pick by the Giants. But I just say to myself, but then they draft him, and it's like then they have him and they have Kadarius Toney as well. That they tried giving up on him after 1 year. So Ann says, I just look at who the Saints play this year is brutal for them. Joe says, I think the Chiefs and Buffalo Bills have pretty successful. What do you think? Well, I think even with Patrick Mahomes, he makes any receiver look good. I mean, look what Justin Ross is going to. Justin Ross is going to play really well. Okay, Justin Ross should have been drafted. I mean, that guy's going to play fantastic under Patrick Mahomes. He's going to make him look like Pringle went to Chicago. Pringle looked really good. I mean, he's made a lot of these receivers look good. He's made Tyreek Hill look good. Even Tyreek Hill's a really good receiver. But, I mean, I feel like Tua and Jalen Hurts are in the same position. The Dolphins have done everything they could to build around Tua in Miami. I feel like this is like his shot. This is the Miami Dolphins saying, you know, Tua, if you can't get this right with what you have around you, then you're done. I think it's the same way what the Eagles are treating Jalen Hurts as well. So Shawnee says, I'll say this about Hurts. He has improved every year and will be the first time since high school that he will have the system. I think that's a big deal. The key is, can the organization pay? I mean, that's it. I mean, look, at the end of the day, he's only played. That's why when people like all the Daniel Jones talk, okay, Daniel Jones has been in the league for three years, going on his fourth year now. Jalen Hurts has only played a year and a half of football. That's it. Hurts has only played a year and a half. Daniel Jones has played 3 full years. 3 years technically, okay? A lot more snaps than Jalen Hurts has. Jalen Hurts has only played a year and a half football. He's played a full year and a few games in 2020. That's it. That's all he's played. So that's why I'm like, got to give him the whole year this year. Got to give him that whole year. Pete says, Britton Covey could be the special teams nightmare. Dude got skills. I totally agree with that. Brian says, what are you guys' thoughts on Carl Strong possibly being number 2? It just depends, man. Either he's not like if they trade Minshew, he's the number 2. If Minshew gets traded, he will be the number 2. If he doesn't get traded, I think Carson Strong is not going to last on our practice squad. If they put Carson Strong on practice squad after preseason's over with, he's going to get claimed by another team. Another team is going to claim him immediately, 100%. So Joe says, Kadarius Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson, good luck covering those. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're going to use Wan'Dale and you're going to use Kadarius Toney. That's what I don't get, though. Now, I know that Kadarius Toney had issues with not showing up to practice. Apparently, there was like an attitude problem or something like that with him. And then on top of everything else, he's been injured too. You know what I mean? He's been injured as well, but they've used him more like a gadget type receiver. I mean, he's got a lot. I mean, I like Kadarius Toney. I just don't think he was a first-round pick. He was a second round in my book, but I think he was a total reach. Just like Washington getting Jahan Dotson in the first round. I thought that was a total reach for Jahan Dotson, in my opinion. Wan'Dale Robinson, where he was supposed to get, he was to me a second round pick. He wasn't a third. Everyone else called him a third. I thought he was a second. But you got 2 guys, like who's getting all the snaps now? So now you got a first round pick and a second round pick at receiver, and like I feel like Wan'Dale Robinson gets more snaps than Kadarius Toney because it feels like the Giants are trying to get rid of Kadarius Toney, or then they're trying to trade him at this point, which I don't think teams are going to try to do. I mean, we'll see, but after 1 year, I don't know. We got there, G Mina. What's going on, man? Joe says, once again, I have to say I like you. You are smart. You're just having. I mean, look, I don't know if I'm the smartest guy, but I just have common sense with certain things. So that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like I live in New York. I have a lot of friends that are Giants fans. My family are Giants fans. So I totally get some of the talk about some of these players that the Giants try to get rid of, or the big movement, the coaching movement that they've made with all these new coaches, which I think the Giants have one of the best coaching staffs. I mean, they're quarterback friendly, offensively coaching staff. Martindale at defensive, Kafka is really good with the quarterbacks. I mean, I think there's some really good coaches with the Giants. But I just think at the end of the day, like, it's either Daniel Jones is going to play well this year or he's going to play bad. And I don't know. I think at this point, I thought the Giants should have traded back one of their picks in the first round for an extra first round next year in case Daniel Jones doesn't work out. So from this move happening and the Giants having such a good draft, I feel like they have a lot of faith in Daniel Jones. That's what it's showing me right now, that he can get it done. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't think he's going to, but I mean, look, you never know. But me, I just don't have much faith. But I appreciate it, though. I could be. I'm wrong sometimes, but Philly says Tony has talent, but his attitude must suck. Eagle says y'all receivers will get locked up by us, while AJ Brown will be massive. Dude just said high school. Who? Did I just say high school? Who, me? Was that me that said that? But did I say it by mistake? Maybe I just said it by mistake. Oh, you're talking about the... Oh, okay. All right. I thought I said something wrong. Hey, look, correct me if I say something wrong. Sometimes I talk faster than I think, so, things just come out of my mouth, Pause. Seriously, let me ask you something. Why is New York so popular as a state as opposed to, say, Arkansas? I have no idea. I have no idea. It's just one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest cities, New York City, bro. How about that? I love New York City. I mean, I used to go to New York City all the time, not anymore, but. Arkansas says, what state is most popular in New York? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm not even sure. So tomorrow we're going to be looking at rookie minicamp tomorrow. So we'll have news on that. So no more videos. We'll have a membership video coming out today, later in the day. I mean, that's pretty much about it. We're probably going to end it here. We're almost 2 hours. We're about 12 minutes from a 2-hour stream. So, appreciate the Cowboy fans, appreciate the Giant fans speaking their stuff today, and that's totally fine, dude. I'm all ready for it. Everyone's got their own opinions on things. It is what it is. But guys, there's 204 people in the chat. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel for more Eagles news every single day. We'll be streaming again tomorrow. We'll go over rookie minicamp and other stuff like that, and we'll have a video out probably tomorrow late in the day. But yeah, we'll have a channel membership video out by tonight, most likely. So that's where we're going with this. So I'm gonna watch the Sixers at 8:00. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. And yeah, so subscribe, like the stream if you guys have it. Check out the membership if you guys haven't either. And we'll see you on the next one tomorrow. You guys have a fantastic Mother's Day and a great day today. So we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.